Hi, I'm Daniel Mullen and you're watching Purebred Reds, Adelaide United Fan TV.
G'day guys and welcome to the Purebred Reds Adelaide United Fan TV. I'm your host Alen Stajcic and today I am joined again in the studio for the second time. Very privileged to have him. Adelaide United's only ever Johnny Warren medalist, Marcos Flores.
Thank you.
The Argentinian superstar is here today to preview with me the game against Central Coast Mariners, the FFA Cup Semi Final, of course, on Wednesday night. Marcos Flores, of course, played for both clubs. We're going to get into the preview very, very shortly. But Marcos, you've been in Adelaide now for about a year. Played in the NPL with Adelaide City this season. We know it wasn't the easiest year for Adelaide City. Just managed to avoid relegation on the last day. But tell me what your experience in the NPL was like overall this year.
Well, I loved it. It was really challenging, and it was a challenge year. We touched the bottom with Adelaide City, and as I guess also West Adelaide, the two biggest clubs historically, and driving a really big success, both of clubs. But yeah, it's time to learn that we need to renew, that we need to do things with a lot of passion and be resilient and be humble to understand that the game you win by working hard and sacrifice yourself.
Yeah, really well said. Well, I want to touch on something a little bit trivial to begin the interview today. So SBS, a platform that has interviewed you on numerous occasions with exclusive interviews. Last week we had Lucy Zelic, her outburst when she stated Adelaide's a shithole. Now, you've lived here on and off for a number of years. Were you disappointed by these remarks?
Well, I don't know why Lucy said that. I mean, I'm not one to judge her opinion. I loved the entire Australia.
Yeah,
I don't think so that there is any bad place in this country. I'm being completely in love with every single spot and every single house that I've been, and also I believe that a city is beautiful by the community. And in Adelaide, I have thousands of friends and people that makes me feel like home. So. I loved every single sport in Australia, and I don't know why she said that.
And surely Glenelg, where you reside, is as nice as any beach in South America, is it not?
Well, I loved it. I grew up in Argentina when we don't have a nice ocean. And I was 12 hours far by the car, so I couldn't make it. But yeah, I loved it. Now I'm maybe 5 minutes far walking, so I love it, and I really enjoy every second in Adelaide.
Beautiful stuff. Well, we're going to jump straight into the preview, guys. So the game is 7 p.m. this Wednesday night in Gosford. Can be watched on Fox Sports as always. We played the Mariners in a semi-final in this competition once before, of course. Beat them 3-2 at Cooper Stadium back in 2014. Now, at the time of filming, there's no squad lists available, though from an Adelaide United perspective, there's no notable absentees in the provisional squad. Just in terms of recent results concerning both teams, as we know, we beat the Newcastle Jets 1-0 at Cooper Stadium in our quarter-final game of the Cup. Since then, we've actually toured Melbourne and we played Western Melbourne in what resulted in a 0-0 draw, as well as playing Melbourne City twice in one day. One of those games was with a more youthful team, but we lost the second game 5-3 against Melbourne City's academy, and we won the first game 2-1. The Mariners, on the other hand, they limped over the line in their quarter-final against Hume City. Last minute goal. Marcos, you watched that game, as I understand. So they won 1-0. And since then, they've played a friendly against the Northern New South Wales NPL side, North Shore Mariners, and they beat them 7-1. Just firstly, you watched the game against Hume. What did you think there?
Yeah, I went to scout some players in Melbourne. I watched the game alongside John Hutchinson, assistant coach
you played with him as well
of Western United, and I played with him. He was the captain back in the day when I was at Mariners. It was an interesting game. Da Silva and all with the two midfielders and a little bit oscillated Simon on top. Hume FC did really well. I met the coach, an English guy who played in Premiership, and they did really well. So it was an even game, if you put it that way.
Yeah.
And actually the interesting thing is that Hume FC, the NPL team, Victorian NPL team, they approached the strategic to don't make subs.
Okay.
So they could go to extra time and make 2 extra.
So they'll try to hold
and
out
in the last second, you could see how unlucky was the goal. You know,
it was
bounce and everywhere. But saying that football is not about what you deserve. Football is about goals. So it's gonna be interesting game.
For sure. So, Marcos, these are 2 of your former clubs, as we know. The last time you sat on this couch, Alen Stajcic had just been appointed as the caretaker coach of the Mariners. We were previewing our round 23 game last season, and we ended up winning that 1-0. Since that time, in late March of 2019, how do you think the Mariners have evolved under the former Matildas coach?
Well, they're rebuilding. They actually, for what I can see, from distance obviously, my feeling is that they established themselves. They are some work to do, but they're getting results, good or bad. They getting some 1-0. They getting the 3 points somehow. Which, in the other hand, I think the Adelaide United is coming really strong with the youth, which is I'm pleased to see, you know.
And we'll talk a bit more about that later.
Yeah.
But you think Alen Stajcic is possibly the man to really revive this club?
Well, he's a leader right now, and he's committed with the club. They accept it. They embrace him. If in Central Coast you get accepted, you got a little small and strong family.
Yeah.
They got leaders like McGlinchey that I play with him, and with Simon. So Matt Simon. So they're gonna take the team forward. Marby Digiri is one of the potential.
Going to speak about him as well.
Top goalkeepers, you know. So I liked it. I mean, it's going to be a good game to watch.
No, for sure. So as you just touched on, one of your former teammates and our former backup keeper, Mark Birighitti, seems to really be thriving under Stajcic. He recently came out and stated the following. That he feels that Alen Stajcic has rejuvenated his career and that he can still go on and become one of the country's best goalkeepers. You played with Birighitti during your only full season at Adelaide. What are your thoughts on this?
I played with him here in Adelaide when he was 19, 20 years old, and then I played with him when he was at Newcastle Jets. I know well him. He has incredible potential, goalkeeping skills. He went to Melbourne City with the idea to establish himself in the goals, and Eugene Galekovic had an unbelievable season.
Again, Eugene kept him out.
Yeah, but saying that he hold it, he is an absolutely good professional.
Yeah.
And now I feel like he's hungry for minutes.
Absolutely, he's getting older, but I've got to say he's very loyal because he spent so many years here where he could have gone somewhere else, but he stayed here for so long as an understudy to Eugene Galekovic, when clearly Birighitti, very talented, and probably didn't play anywhere near as many games here as he would have liked. So, he really needs to now, establish himself as being in the top echelon of goalkeepers for Australia's national setup, and hopefully, all the best to him. I've got a lot of time for Birighitti. Anyway, moving on. The Mariners, they certainly seem confident heading into this one. So their star player, Danny De Silva, recently had the following to say: "We're not too concerned about how they're playing, as in Adelaide. We're just concerned about ourselves. They've made some good signings this season, but they've lost the keeper and Goodwin. We have a style of play and we're adaptable. We have a good squad this year, a lot of depth. We have a lot of fresh faces and a lot of good attacking power." we can be very dangerous rotating players that can play in different positions. The more we play together, the more we gel, the bigger threat we'll be. Now, Marcos, do the Mariners have the right to be this confident against the reigning Cup champions, given how poorly their campaign finished last season? And also, how much does it psychologically gear players up to air this sense of confidence in the media, like what Danny De Silva is for the Mariners?
Look, if you're a professional athlete, you need to be thinking that you are better than the opposition, even if you're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's no other way. So I don't judge people when they pump themselves and they have a lot of confidence. You know what I mean? If they're right or not, I don't have the knowledge, the deep knowledge to know who is getting there with more chances. For what I know from Adelaide United, they're building a strong side, like you said, with the young players that I'm completely in love with. It was really good, talented coming through. In Adelaide City, and sorry, I got Adelaide City in my mind. And Central Coast Mariners, with this team that is trying to actually get results. I'm not
just grind them out.
Yeah, they need to build their confidence back, and in the coast. Because of the history that they have of winning championship or winning medal, there exists a spirit there of winner mentality. So, and it's a semi-final, man. It's a cup.
They do need to get back to the greater margin.
They have to get through, you know?
Yeah. No, you're right, absolutely. So just moving on, I'm interested in the battle of the attacking midfielders when it comes to this game. So when it comes to Wednesday night's encounter, Riley McGree for us versus Danny De Silva for Central Coast. Do you think, as a former number 10 especially, that this is going to be the key battle?
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be De Silva playing or not, because I saw Maglinci playing the last friendly game and scoring 3 goals or 2 goals. Maglinci is an absolutely smart player and experienced. But I don't know if De Silva plays. He's gonna have to prove and manage his skills, you know, to help his team, and then the attacking midfielder from Adelaide United,
Young McGree,
which is, end of the day, Ellis, I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't like to compare one-on-ones, because end of the day that's the team thing, and when you have you don't need to speak about one in terms of midfielders. You need to talk about 3 versus 3.
Well said.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is, I remember myself alongside 2 midfielders that could help me to lift my game. I was one thing, and playing with different formations
doesn't make a
big difference. You can't perform. Messi, you know, when we compare Messi Ronaldo, you're not comparing only these 2 guys. You're comparing Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, and Ronaldo, Modric, you know, and whoever you want to put it there, James, Bao, or whatever. So it's gonna be really amazing game to watch. Adelaide United will be the team who will offer some football. That system.
You think Mariners will be pragmatic and sit back?
That is the philosophy.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it, but they won the championship like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So there's no mistaking that for Adelaide United, it's all about what's happening at the forward end of the pitch at the moment, as young striker Al Hassan Toure has maintained an excellent run of form in the Cup, while key signing Christian Opseth came off the bench in our quarterfinal win to make his full debut. And he is now seemingly match fit. So Marcos, does Verbeek, coach of Adelaide United, does he go with Toure again against the Mariners, or should Opseth start?
I'm hoping that the Adelaide United coach do what they preach, which is to play the young players.
Okay.
I hope Toure, if you have a number 9 that is called week by week, you can't change it. So
young or not, because he's scored in every game he's played in the FFA Cup, it should be his place to lose, you're saying?
100%.
Yeah.
If you perform, you could be 16, you could be 33. If you perform, you can't lose your spot easily like that. He is battling for his spot, which is unplaced. And also another player like Luis Arrigo. he played against Melbourne City.
Yes.
In that friendly match, and he's
showing a lot of good signs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, these type of players, if they perform at training, which I'm not there to watch, but if they perform there, they deserve a spot. And if they do well, when they perform in a friendly game, FFA Cup, they might be playing in the opening match in A-League. Why not?
Yeah, a lot to consider. Is the argument surely, the counter argument I should say, that because it's a semi-final and there's a lot weighing on it, it's a one-off, do you just start your most experienced players?
You're asking me as a coach or as if...
I'm saying, would you acknowledge that that's a fair alternative argument?
A player who perform will be all over, for me, always in front of ages and experience.
Okay, interesting. Well, I want to see what your prediction is here, Marcos. How do you think this is going to unfold?
Adelaide United will win.
Score?
That's good. It's a difficult one.
In regular time?
I think that Adelaide will play more attractive, and when you actually have this type of football, normally you got more chances to win. But you know what I mean? That's football. But anyway, I will set 3-1.
3-1 Adelaide?
Yeah.
No worries. So in other news, we recently promoted young Adelaide Comets product Kazini Yengi to a scholarship contract. He had the following to say: I've been working pretty hard over the last few years, and being involved with the first team here is a great accomplishment. Training under Gertjan and the coaching staff since the start of pre-season has been really beneficial for me, but I know I have a long way to go still. I'm a forward, so hopefully I can get a few appearances and score a couple of goals and make the fans happy. But as a team, we're going to try to win as many games as we can and bring as much silverware as we can home to the club. So he's saying all the right things there, Marcos. Now, you've touched on this already. Obviously, it's a very youthful outlook. What are your thoughts on the kind of shape that the squad's taking for Adelaide United as our only ever Johnny Warren medalist?
They actually looking good. They actually have the mixture in between experience to
good balance
with youth. Yeah, I love that fact. Now we need to see, or myself as a former player, I would love to demand character for the kids to actually say, okay, I got a chance. I'm not in the squad just only to be a young kid and wait for 2 years. A second, a week, a game that you waste, never come back. So but which is saying that I can see from distance that Toure is a quite an example that you play one game and the guy go and score and have the personality to actually go and again and again and again, and that's what we need to see from the youngsters. And if you have this courage and this passion from youngsters, the rest take everything itself. I mean, football is like that. The leaderships, the experience have to actually be reflected by the energy and character of the young players.
You've articulated that very nicely, Marcos. Yeah, good job. Before we go, let's discuss your recent ventures. So you've been heavily involved with Adelaide City's juniors, as well as promoting PTA football programs, your non-for-profit organisation. Do you want to touch on this quickly? Yeah,
well, PTA football is an organisation that I founded 3 or 4 years ago, that I actually commit myself to give to football back, which was a trip that I done from Russia to South Africa, and now arriving to Australia to actually teach the fundamentals of football for free in unprivileged neighborhoods around the world and in the street. And now coming to Australia to help and to do workshops in Adelaide United, in Adelaide City and in the park or wherever I am, and actually trying to collaborate as much as possible and give the genuine opportunity for the kids to practice juggling at home in the backyard with his brother, with his father, and share it in the social media so we can expose them worldwide with kids in Egypt, in Russia, in South America, in Argentina, Peru, Africa. So we got a lot of amateur players juggling the ball, recording themselves and competing, which is something really interesting. And also going to giving workshops to the schools where I preach that there is no limit, that we should play the game without excuses, that this football game is only about one ball. That is it. It's not about cons, it's not about drums, it's not about this. It's just the ball, your passion, your commitment, how much you want it, and if you dream it, that is possible.
There's some great clips as well, so check it out. PTA Football on Facebook. It's deeper than football, isn't it?
It's deeper than football.
Much deeper.
Yeah, I'm really proud of this, because we actually not just only juggling the ball, we have challenges, but then the most amazing thing is we got challenges that request to the kid to juggle the ball, meanwhile he's counting in a different language. We are living in one country where we have ethnic from all around the world, is it? So I want the kids to get engaged to their second language, to speak. If your father is from South America, speak Spanish, mate. It will give you more opportunities. So we're trying with the game to deliver more than football, genuine, by actions, by engaging and challenging the kids to think when they're juggling about fruits and vegetables, they need to eat well. We engage in the kids to tell countries and around the world, geography, culture. So yeah, I'm really happy of the group of people that is helping me to do that, because I'm not by myself. I got a psychologist that is sharing to me thoughts where I can deliver and help the people who follow us. I got a chiropractic that share knowledge is how to take care of the body.
Wow.
So it's everything there for free.
It's a great platform
for people, for young kids to get there and record himself and compete in somehow with the kids same ages from Tanzania, Kenya, Egypt, Russia, Argentina, Peru. So I'm really proud. I'm really proud of what we're doing and all the people that is getting involved.
Beautiful, mate. And not just that, but you were also recently appointed in a new role with the FFSA. There's a busy schedule coming up for you as well, as I understand. Tell us all about what's going on here.
Yeah, I just accepted the gig to become a head coach of a Paralympic football side, which is I'm completely blessed. I'm happy because I'm learning a lot, and they showed me that really doesn't exist limits, man. That I'm coaching them. I'm with Andrew and Jake, my coaching staff, and we got players that are really open to learn. We're working really hard. We're gonna be traveling from 2nd October tomorrow to nationals. We're gonna go and represent South Australia, proud and we're full of energy and passion.
Well, good luck with that. Do us proud. It's a fantastic initiative.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best, Marcos Flores.
Thank you.
One of our greatest ever players, Adelaide United and the A-League in general.
Thank you.
Be a great game tomorrow night. You're going to watch.
Yeah, of course.
Beautiful. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Purebred Reds. Please like and share the page, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy the game. Up the Reds. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers. See you later.
See you later.